Week 11 of the SFL continues on this evening from Fatality Field as the Arizona Scorpions play host to the Los Angeles Lycans. Good evening, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth, physically, literally right here next to me, Joey Ramos-Lynn. Our stats crew tonight, JW Hart and Ellie Diomez, along with our commissioner and producer, Cameron Irvine. You are watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Joey, I have been so excited to call this game with you all week long. We've got two teams right here smack dab in the middle of the West Division. They just saw Anchorage win earlier on tonight. Up top of the West now, you've got Vancouver at 5-2. You've got Washington at 5-3. Both of these teams at 4-4. One of them is going to win tonight and keep pace for that potential top spot. The other one could potentially fall too far down in the rankings to maintain pace. What do you think about this game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that both teams need desperately, and Arizona is really has the upper hand, you will think, because they are at home, right? And
yes.
And the Scorpions are so hard to beat at Fatality Field, but Los Angeles has had their best season in years. I mean, this is a team that is really, really good. It's really competitive, and truly, I believe anybody can win. And whoever, as you said, whoever loses really is on the back foot for the final stretch of the season.
Now, Los Angeles will get the ball to start things off tonight. Quarterback Sully Richardson getting ready to take to the field. He is joined on the field by Darius Iniguez and Ant Tim at halfback. You've got fullbacks Tom Thickey and Dan Curtis as this return comes up to the 26-yard line. The wide receivers Bubba Tree, Joseph Bodette, LZ Pryor, Chris Lee, and then the tight ends Adam Grabowski and Stephen McMichaels. Excited to see what they're able to do here in this one. So first down for the Lycans as they get things started tonight.
They will go in the two tight end set.
Going to start off with a run, handing this one up straight up the middle. Goes to Darius Iniguez. He'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. Second down and 6.
And immediately it shows, Arizona showed a little bit of man coverage. They're going to dare this team to run the ball on them. And we'll see if the Lycans are up to the test.
Two receivers up top, two tight ends down to the bottom. Richardson back to throw. Pressure was almost there, but he actually completes the pass, gets the first down, breaking tackles up past midfield all the way into Arizona territory. McMichaels, the tight end, with the catch and run.
Yeah, and Sully Richardson with a pass just right at the nick of time. I mean, if that pass was just a half a second later, that is probably going the other way for 6 points for the Scorpions.
Scorpions suffering their first home loss a couple weeks ago to the Detroit Maulers, losing to them by 3. Before that, they hadn't lost since near the end of season 25 when Pittsburgh beat them. But otherwise, they've had a four-game stretch of winning here in Arizona. Pass down to the bottom into double coverage, very tight coverage. Tried to get that one back down to McMichaels. Pass was incomplete.
Yeah, and as I said, this Arizona team will dare the receivers and the tight ends of the Lycans to beat him one-on-one. And at that time, there were about 3 different Scorpion players in the vicinity. And lucky for Richardson, also, he didn't get intercepted.
Second down and 10 now from the 46-yard line. Two receivers down to the bottom. I formation in the backfield. Richardson drops back, throws off his back foot, and that one is incomplete. Tried to get that one into the hands of Bodette. Third down and 10 coming up.
A little bit giddy. I mean, he had enough time in the pocket to actually think of it and throw the ball with precision and accuracy, but, he kind of just did a jump pass.
Yeah,
and the pass was,
fadeaway there.
Yeah, and the pass was just completely out of whack.
5 wide on third down. Sending LZ Pryor up in motion from the bottom up to the top of your screen. 3 receivers up top now. Richardson drops back, has time, looks, throws on the run again. That one is nearly intercepted. Bounced into the hands of the big dog, Sean Moore, but he could not haul that one in. And fourth down, a promising-looking drive, Joey, comes to a halt.
It did, and for Arizona, they made the adjustments midway through the drive. They put the defensive backs more to shade underneath, and really there was no open spaces on the inside in between the numbers for any receptions.
Now Arizona will get a shot at it after a really nice looking punt. That one looked, I think that went down inside the 5. Yeah, it was actually spotted at the 3-yard line. So all 3 phases of the game are important, Joey. Special teams getting it done there with a great punt.
Yeah, especially, when you have a good defensive team like Arizona, and they will keep the game close regardless of how it goes. So for Los Angeles, field position is going to be massive in this game.
Ashley Jackson on the field now for the first time tonight. 10 touchdown passes on the season. That's 6th best in the league. Running down to the bottom. Handoff that time. Goes to Lenore West. West has had a pretty solid season so far, Joey. Top 10 in rushing yards and carries. 116 carries on the season, 543 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns as well. That's also top 10.
Yeah, maybe the offensive rookie of the year up to, this week.
Definitely making a lot of big plays. Strong formation now. That one goes into a different person's hands as that goes up in the middle. Will Todd, the fullback, former tight end. He's still a tight end to me, though.
Yeah, he's still an Aztec as well. In spirit.
Yeah. 3rd down and 1. It's an honorary Aztec.
Yeah.
3rd down and 1 from the 11. That one down to the bottom. And good for a 1st down, getting that one into Richardson's hands this time. Moving the sticks and getting out of the shadow of their own end zone.
Yeah, big 1st down to get. If nothing else for that field position that I was talking about, now Los Angeles will show that man coverage, taking a play out of the Arizona playbook.
Going down to the ground once again. That one goes absolutely nowhere. So Ashley Jackson is the quarterback. You've got Brad Jones and DJ Moses II at halfback, along with rookie sensation Lenore West, the fullback / former tight end Will Todd. The wide receivers, Fox Highwind, T. DeQueen, Terry Money, TJ Punk, and the tight ends, Donnie Hands, and of course Talon Steele, who we know quite well. Jackson, she's going to take off and run with it and picks up about 8 yards on the play. 3rd down and 2. I know Eddie Gage's heart just jumped into his throat.
Yes.
He hates seeing Ashley Jackson run, but when she picks up 8, I'm telling you, It's a good play.
Absolutely, and Monte Wyatt was a safety. He has a reason to be scared of the health of his quarterback, but a good pickup by Ashley.
Nice 1st down picked up that time by West as she runs off tackle to the right. Should we be more concerned for the health of our quarterback? Yeah. I mean, we just kind of put him in harm's way very recklessly, week in and out.
Yeah, it's fine.
For it though.
It's fine.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah. We have medical insurance with the Aztecs. Don't worry about it.
The insurance.
We do.
Flipbacks turned into a forward wide receiver set after the motion. Pitch up to the top. Oh, nice stiff arm, but even better defensive play as that one goes absolutely nowhere again. 2nd down and 9. They'll spot him with a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, good contain there by the Lycans defense, getting to the outside quickly and stuffing that one only for a 1-yard pickup.
2 receivers down to the bottom from the 32-yard line. Jackson, short drop, quick pass. Ooh, wow, that one was connected. Very tight coverage, but complete into the hands of Talon Steele, formerly of Canton, formerly of Las Vegas.
Sin City,
yes. Sin City, yep.
It's been around, but now with the Scorpions finding a home and still as dangerous as ever.
Run up the middle, gets stuffed, and that one will be a 4th down coming up. Was Will Todd not able to get the yard needed, and both opening drives, nothing to show for him.
No, and Brogan Spiro, the outside linebacker, you will probably think it will be one of the inside linebackers like Matthew Alvarado, who already has 2 tackles here in the first defensive drive of the game, but Los Angeles gets their much-needed stop.
Matthew Alvarado, another former Aztec who will always be an Aztec. There's quite a few former Aztecs.
There's a few.
Yeah, Fox Highwind.
Yeah.
And, where'd he go? TJ Punk on Arizona's side. He got Matthew Alvarado over here on Los Angeles' side. They all left us.
Yeah.
But we're not bitter.
No, and they're doing well.
Yeah,
they're 4-4. These 2 teams are very competitive and can cause any team problems in
very
the SFL.
much so. All right, let's see if LA can get anything going on this drive. They'll start with a carry to Iniguez once again. He only will gain a yard. Let's look at the defense for Arizona. Defensive line, just such a great defensive line, Joey. D.D. Sachs, Robert Brady, Hunter Norwood, and David Tilley. Obviously, Hunter Norwood being in the Hall of Fame. The linebacker is almost even better. Sean the Big Dog Moore. You've got DJ Kilgannon, Rain Rie. And we'll get into the secondary after this. Another short run down to Iniguez again. He picks up a couple. And the secondary, Scotty Kilgannon, Terrell Davis, Ernest McCrae Sr., great guy. Love that guy. Everett Garrison, you got Grant Hardaway, Bernard Smith, and of course, Eddie Gage. Such a stacked defense.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Richardson throws over the middle and finds his target right in the hole. Adam Grabowski, with his first catch on the ball game, moves the sticks for the Lycans.
Yeah, that's a great throw here from Sully Richardson. Stay in the pocket, and as opposed to the last drive where he was getting giddy and kind of like throwing off his back foot, actually steps up in the pocket, throws a perfect ball, and the LA Lycans offense is finally getting the rhythm that they wanted to start the game.
First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Richardson's going to stick to the air, does a little pirouette for some odd reason, and then throws the ball, completes it to LZ Pryor. That spin it was helped just build up that acceleration.
Yeah, build up the acceleration. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he for a second tried to go to the outside, but maybe from the corner of his eye saw Pryor getting open right up the seam and throwing another perfect ball, and now the LA Lycans are near scoring position.
Right on the outside of it at the moment, up at the 37-yard line, just a little too far for a field goal. We have seen them made from this distance, but not often.
Yeah, no, and on the road it's even more difficult.
For sure. First down and 10, though, so see if they can gain some more yards. Just a very short handoff. No drop back, and just hands that one off to fullback Dan Curtis. He'll pick up a couple yards. Big dog gets the tackle.
Yeah, first time they involve the fullback, and I like, kind of like the balance that Los Angeles is showing right now with the run in the pass.
Yeah, spreading the ball around. Three different receivers with receptions, and Iniguez and Curtis both with carries now. This one kind of almost looked like a broken play. Sean Moore says, broken or not, I know what's about to happen. Gets the stop, so no gain for Tom Thicky as he gets a carry.
Yeah, the other fullback, and he just got picked up and thrown down by the big dog. I mean, he's such a veteran and such a good tackler.
They're down in 7 again, right on the outside range for any kicker. We'll see if John Smith will be able to punch this through if they can't gain any more yards. 5 wide on 3rd and 7. Throw up top, and that one is incomplete. No flag on the play. 4th down. Tried to get it back to McMichaels and the field goal unit coming onto the field.
Yeah, and I think that's a good no call. I mean, I think the pass was just a little bit overthrown, and it was kind of like ticky-tack. I have no problem with the refs not calling that one.
Ooh, they're going to punt?
They are. Just maybe too far. Maybe the wind is going from right to left on the field. So
John Smith's long on the season. It's 48 yards. That one being from the 34, it would have been over 50.
Yeah.
So
51, 52 yarder.
Decided not to do it. Decided to stick to what they did on their first drive, where they pinned Arizona back deep. This time they couldn't get it inside the 5, but still inside the 20. Any punt inside the 20 is a good punt.
It's a good punt, and the defense, at least on the first drive, played really well. And see if they can get another stop.
See what Arizona can do here on their second possession. Jackson back to throw, pressure on its way. Oh, and it gets home. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. A loss of 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's Selwyn Lane with the sack. And it was just basically 3 unimpeded Los Angeles players to the quarterback. As you can see, Brogan Spiro was in the vicinity. Nick Brummer was right there if Selwyn Lane missed on the sack. But not a good showing there by the offensive line of the Scorpions.
No, they actually spot that up at the 7. I thought it was even further back, but Selwyn Lane, 5th sack on the season. Quick pass over the middle, almost too quick. Caught the intended receiver off guard there.
Yeah, and Ashley Jackson actually got the pressure again and kind of just flicked it off to the first black jersey that she saw, but the running back was not even looking at the ball. It was so quick. And a huge 3rd and 18.
Yeah, 3rd and 18. I'm almost expecting them just to run here and try to get some more field position for the punter, but 4 wide receiver set your bunch up to the top. And Jackson will roll out, throws over the middle. That one is caught and comes up just a couple yards shy of the line to gain. So another drive that will result in a punt for Arizona. So back and forth we go. Punting competition tonight.
Yeah, so far it's been the defenses playing well, and a good job right there by the LA Lycans, right? Getting the safeties back deep. Anything but a first down basically is good. You can take the 15-yard gain. They still get the stop.
Listen up, everybody. You won't want to miss this. Every Monday Night Spectacular, you can win money for your player or your team bank by playing VFN Bingo alongside the featured game of the week. This week so far, the pot is up to $101,000, but you can help make it bigger by liking this video and other videos on the channel. Each like adds $1,000 to the total. We will see you Monday night. We've had a couple players on the Aztecs win bingo this season. Dan Tritz won, and Randa Dumas just won last week.
Yep.
It's great. You got to play to win. Pass over the middle is complete for a gain of 6, and Richardson now with a few completions on the night. So doing decent.
Yeah, and the offensive line for Los Angeles is actually playing better than the Arizona offensive line, which is not often. I mean, normally Arizona is better at the trenches game than pretty much everybody else they face. Not tonight.
Second down and 4, 7 in the box for the Scorpions, and Niguez just runs right around all 7 of them. Didn't pick up a huge gain, but picked up enough for a LA first down.
Talk about a wide receiver turned running back there, because Niguez started his career as a wide receiver, turning to a running back, and he's been a very good one and has improved every season since his transition.
High formation in the final seconds of the first quarter. Final play of the first quarter is going to be a run for a gain of 7. That one getting down in the hands of Ant Tim, the only person on the running attack who hadn't touched the ball yet.
Yeah.
1 quarter down, 3 to go. No score in this one from Fatality Field in Phoenix, Arizona. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. Get second quarter started here for you. I'm Mike Daggs. He is Joey Ramos-Lynn. We've got J.W. Hart and Ellie Diomez on stats tonight. Cameron Irvine, our producer, back at VFN HQ. Ball is run up the middle. And good for a first down. And Niguez just getting enough.
Yeah, a gain of 5 yards. But that's been kind of the case with the LA Lycans. The running backs are just getting enough to get a few yards. Derek Cassini gets now almost 4 yards a carry. And, steady is the word for the running game so far.
Lycans doubling the yardage total so far tonight. Ooh, Richardson under pressure. Had to get rid of that one. Great defensive play all around by the Scorpions.
Yeah, great defense. But also good job by Sully Richardson throwing it out of bounds in the direction of the wide receiver. And, not taking the sack, and most importantly, not throwing the interception.
Second down and 10. Richardson back to throw. Quick pass over the middle is tipped. Tried to get it to McMichaels, but pass was broken up. Sean Moore, he's been all over the field tonight.
All over the place. And again, they're doing this shading underneath where they're taking away the inside routes, and that's exactly what Sean Moore did. Had perfect position on the ball and was able to make the big play.
Big third down now, 5 wide once again. Richardson looks, rolls, runs away from pressure, spins, breaks tackles, spins again, gets up to the 31-yard line. Couldn't get enough to get the first down, Joey, but we might see the field goal unit now.
I was going to say, maybe he got enough. Yeah, we're going to see a 47-yard field goal attempt going the other side, so maybe even with a little bit of help of the wind.
Yeah, 9 of 10 so far on the season is John Smith. His long 1 yard farther than this one. Looks like it's going right down the middle. It is good, and we have our first points of the ball game here early on in the second quarter.
Yeah, and really good for Los Angeles. I mean, as tight as these two teams are in the standings and the records, Arizona came in as an 8.5-point favorite. So it is really... still early in the game, but it's really good signs for Los Angeles to be able to make the stops defensively and now come away with some points.
Yeah, it's been such an up and down season for both of these teams. Arizona's starting off with a loss to Vancouver. It was a big loss, 41-3, but then went on a 3-game winning streak where they only allowed their opponent to score 3 points each, but then have lost 3 out of their last 4 games. An impressive upset victory, really, over Birmingham in Birmingham last week, beating them by 5 points. For LA, they started off 2-0, and we thought, man, maybe they finally have come around. Then they dropped 2. Then they've won a game, they lost a game, they won a game, they lost a game. They just can't find the consistency.
And when you see the difference in points, I mean, they either win big or lose big over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. So very evenly matched. Honestly, the point spread I don't think does it justice. I'd say this game is almost a draw.
Yeah.
Either team has just as big of a chance. Maybe Arizona favored by a point, I would say, because they're at home.
Maybe on your standard 2.5, kind of like home field advantage. So Los Angeles is doing a really good job so far. 7
meetings in these teams' histories. Arizona has had LA's number. 5-2 is the wins for Arizona. Nice pass over the middle as Ashley Jackson tries to get things going. Gets that one into the hands of Fox Highwind.
Yeah, first catch for Fox Highwind. And, he is obviously the ex-receiver, the number 1 wide receiver, especially since the move of Donnie Hands to tight end, right? So now you give the keys to the car, if you will, to Fox Highway, with Tita Queen being that wide receiver too. And what a great catch. I mean, getting the inside position, one hand is neck.
First down and 10 from the 42-yard line. 4 wide receiver set, quads look. Jackson short drop, quick pass up top, almost picked off by by Mike Scott. What a better opportunity to go over the defense for LA. Greg Ward, Selwyn Lane, who we've already seen, Nick Brummer, and Ace Blackwell on the defensive line. You've got Tazzy Blackwell, Matthew Alvarado, Earl Fields IV, and Brogan Spira at linebacker. Secondary we'll get to right after this play. Second down and 10 now from the 42. Jackson rolls up, top pressure, gets home, and rips her down to the ground. Sacked once again. Greg Ward getting into the backfield this time.
Yeah, and again, it's the trenches that have been much better, actually, for Los Angeles than Arizona. You know, it's Los Angeles getting now a couple sacks here in the first half, and another third and very long situation for the Scorpions.
Mike Scott, Daryl Bullock, Anthony Wyo, Monty Wyatt, Ryan Yosef, and Paul Elazar are the secondary. Jackson under pressure again, rolls away from it, throws downfield and caught on the sideline. A great catch by T. DeQueen as she gets her first of the night, and it's a big one.
Yeah, and it's a play-action rollout right there, going the opposite side of Ashley Jackson's natural position, normally being a right-handed quarterback. She goes left and connects with T. DeQueen, a perfect pass. Headed towards the sideline, and the Queen makes the catch, gets the first down, a huge first down here early in the game. It was 3rd and 17 and getting 25 on that play.
Huge play in this first half. All they've had is punts so far. Now on the outside of scoring range. Jackson tossing it down to the bottom. West getting the carry, breaking a couple tackles, picks up 5. Second down and 5. Now they are definitely right on the edge of that field goal range.
Yeah, they sure are. And Arizona is finally getting a little bit of that running game going more consistently. And obviously, with that big throw, Ashley Jackson will build her confidence.
Handing the ball off right up the middle. Will Todd showing some power, getting that first down.
Yeah, and Will Todd, of course, has been in the league for a while. Started with the Atlanta Swarm back in the day, and you know, getting now to Arizona, started as a tight end, now as a fullback, you know, and Eddie raves about that guy. He always says, man, he's always willing to do anything for the team.
I've tried to steal him. He won't let me have him. I've tried my best. I've offered money, real money. I haven't done that. A 2-yard run up the middle, tackle on the play by Ryan Yosef, his third of the day. Second down and 8.
Yeah, second down and 8, but obviously Arizona's best drive of the night so far, getting to scoring position, and you know, I think Ashley Jackson is gonna hand it off again to West in this play.
Yeah, handing it off to West up top, breaking a tackle, getting the first down and more. Touchdown Arizona, and they take the lead with their first points of the day.
And they're basically just running to the strong side of the field against the man coverage. So what you have is tight ends against corners and safeties, right? You get, you know, big guys against little guys, and that's what you want if you're Arizona's Lenore West. Just has to break that one tackle to get to the end zone.
Extra point try coming up will make it a 7-3 ball game. Very important ball game for both of these teams in the West Division. Like we talked about in the opening, they're basically dead set in the middle, behind Anchorage, behind Vancouver, behind Washington, all of which they have a game ahead of them. They need to win to keep pace with them. SFLM Season 12 is underway, and you can catch all the action every Tuesday and Thursday on the Virtual Football Network. This week, Boston visits New York, and Philadelphia travels to Oregon on Tuesday, plus San Diego welcomes California rival San Jose on Thursday. See the SFL Stars of tomorrow right here on the Virtual Football Network, and our stats crew, Joey, Ellie Diomez, and JW Hart, have done so much for SFLM over the past couple of seasons, and really helped build it into something special.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, shout out to Ellie, you know, doing it from the other side of the world. It just makes it even more difficult.
Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Well, time zones. You know, I mean, time zones just throw everything off, but somehow she still gets it done. Chris Lee with a big catch, big first down.
Yeah, Chris Lee, he's been one of those staples for Los Angeles through the years. I mean, you know, we were talking about, you know, pregame this is a team in Los Angeles that, their hashtag was, change the narrative, and they were trying to, finally get out of the hole, right? I mean, it's been year after year of, unfortunately, losing record after losing record, and now they have as good of a chance as ever, really, in the past few years to get to the playoffs.
Chris Lee, 11 seasons in the league, a 3-time All-Star. He's rolling up on 9,000 yards. Could actually even hit that tonight, depending on how good that he does. Came into the game with 8,939 all-time career yards and 47 touchdowns. So he's rolling up on a couple of milestones here in the next few weeks with any luck for him. Second down and 10 now for the Lycans. They're at their own 35.
6 players on the line here for Arizona.
Sully will throw on this one. Richardson over the middle finds a target downfield and basically had one-on-one coverage down there with everybody on the line. Elsie Pryor gets a catch.
Yeah, I just want to point out the offensive line, right? 6 players came in on the rush, and everyone was accounted for. And that's not easy to do as an offensive line. You can see right there in the background the running back actually cutting one of the defensive lineman's legs. And that's what makes that the big play, right? You have one-on-ones on the outside, and it's just so hard to cover everybody when the quarterback has time.
The tackles are Damian Robichaud and Oren Wilds. You've got Bo Grimm and Don Kaido at guard and Alteus Wilds at center. First down and 10 in Arizona territory. Oh, nice little toss up top to Iniguez. Only picks up 8. That play had a lot of potential.
It did.
Didn't go as far as I thought it might, but 6 of 13 now, just past the 100-yard mark for Richardson. But watch for LA to go back to that swing route to Iniguez later on. And hand it off right up the middle, and that one gets kind of bottled up. And Tim, the ball carrier, his second carry of the day, picks up a couple yards. They'll mark it with 3, 3rd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, it makes it more manageable. Now you have, you can run crossing routes. You can run kind of like shallow crosses if you want.
Richardson, under pressure, and that one is batted down. Almost thought he might have fumbled it, but pressure from this Arizona D-line finally getting through the offensive line and doing their team a solid there brings this drive to a halt.
Yeah, what a time for actually the D-line to get the pressure now. Actually, it's going to be another punt here. It will be about a 50-yard field goal attempt again, and they're just not trusting the kicker to make it.
DJ Kilgannon in the chat. Damn right they have. Love the shout out for Ellie and JW. DJ also has done so much for the SFLM, the trio of them, and Alex West, especially in the seasons prior, keeping not only the SFLM alive but relevant and exciting. Which is great for all the newcomers to the league to be able to get their own product that has its own attention, its own love. Yeah, so it's been really nice to see. So spread formation on first down. They're going to go down to the ground. What a punishing stiff arm. Is that Will Todd? It is Will Todd.
That's the fastest Will Todd has ran since high school, dude. I mean, he was moving. He was moving right there. It was about a 15-yard pickup, something that you don't see very often from a fullback.
No, he's over on the sideline right now, hooked up to an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
Well-deserved oxygen.
Yeah.
Great run by Will Todd up to the 29-yard line. Jackson will throw on first down. Good blocking by the offensive line for Arizona as Fox Highland gets another catch. You've got Rose Steele and Perrin Ibarra on the tackles for Arizona at guard. You've got Don Johnson and Molyneux Hopper and the center, Sir Charles. First down and 10 for Arizona. They're almost up to midfield.
Yeah, and for them, kind of like their dream scenario is taking the rest of this second quarter. There's 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, and obviously coming away with some points.
Handing the ball off to West, untouched for the first 6 yards, and then gains about 10 more. Great run off tackle by West.
Yeah, and now those tackles are starting to seal the edges. They are absolutely moving people now. We saw it on the previous drive when West had that gigantic 20-something yard touchdown. Now she gets about 20 more, and it's looking good here now for Arizona. The offensive line is starting to play much better.
56 yards on the day now for West, the leading ball carrier for either of these teams. As Jackson says, I want to be the leading ball carrier. Picks up 10, but a punishing hit. And Eddie Gage clutching his chest as he waited for Jackson to pop back up. But she got right back up.
Yeah, his chest is something else too. Maybe. I mean, we know how that guy just completely like collapses almost when he sees Jackson run the ball.
2-minute warning here in the first half. Arizona out in front, 7-3, looking to extend their lead as they possess the football at the LA 26-yard line. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. 4 straight plays of over 10 yards by Arizona. This time they only gained 6, but a very their best overall drive so far as that one goes to Steele.
Yeah, no, they've looked dominant. I mean, right here on this drive, the offensive line has looked dominant. Jackson has looked very decisive with the ball, either running or throwing, and looks like they're going to run it here with a heavy formation.
Yep, 6 right on the line. Almost 10 in the box.
It don't matter.
Doesn't matter. They just run right through it. That was definitely a run-stopping defensive effort, and West says, I don't care. Picks up the first down with a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a solid 10 players in the box, and they just couldn't do anything with it.
Now only 4 on the line. They'll go with a draw. This one getting bottled up. This time being wrapped up and brought down by Selwyn Lane. Timeout called by the Scorpions.
Yeah, and so they have about a minute left, maybe a little bit under a minute left here in the second quarter. Couple timeouts left. They go empty, so that they will stay aggressive now. If Ashley Jackson doesn't find an open receiver, she has been able to scramble for some positive yardage as well.
She's got a few yards on the day. Credited with only 3 yards because she's been sacked a couple times, lost a bunch, but we saw an 11-yard pickup. Jackson back to throw, quick pass. Oh, great job by the defense, jumping up and swatting that one down. Looks like Ace Blackwell got his hands on it.
Yeah, and if it wasn't Blackwell, there was another linebacker sitting right behind. I think he was probably Matthew Alvarado sitting right behind him, ready to almost intercept that football.
They're down in 10 now from the 15. I think they'd be happy with 3 points, but they certainly want 7. Need to get to the 5 to keep the drive going. Minute 6, clock stopped. 2 timeouts left. They're going to hand this one off. No, play action. Jackson has time, throws towards the end zone and misses her target. Pass is incomplete. Try to get it out to Tita Queen.
Yeah, there were 2 receivers there, but also about 2 or 3 defenders in the vicinity. And it was, even if the pass was on target, that was a little bit too risky. The defenders were all over it.
Agree.
And now Arizona will have a chance to at least get 3 more on the board.
32-yard field goal try coming up. Kick is on its way. Kick is good. And Arizona extends their lead now 10-3 over the LA Lycan.
Yeah, and the kind of thing, the important thing, just looking from the LA side, they've kept this game close, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and in games like this, going against good teams and playing good teams, the momentum shifts, one way and then another, and it does it probably 3 or 4 times in a game. So they kept it close. They're just a score away. Very much in it.
The UFL returns next weekend, and you can catch all the action here on the Virtual Football Network. Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Cameron Irvine calls 5 games at once in the Game Day Gauntlet before primetime coverage from coast to coast starts at 7 p.m. Then catch Wichita visiting Dallas in one of the most exciting rivalries from last season on UFL primetime following the SFL Monday Night Spectacular. Joey, we get the privilege of being able to call some of those UFL games as well.
Yeah.
Great league over there. I mean, between the SFL, SFLM, UFL.
Yeah.
A lot. You're never out of football.
No.
Always something to watch. Oh, a nice catch. One-handed catch by Joseph Baudet. He gets his first of the night, and LA calls their first time out.
Yeah, and now, that's a very good play there by Los Angeles to call a timeout, and they can still think of obviously putting some points before the end of the half. Now, obviously, kicking the ball is going to be tough. They do need to get to about the 30-yard line, but, with 2 timeouts, they do have the time.
4 wide receiver set. On first down, Richardson throws another jumping one-handed catch. Good for another first down, and second timeout is called.
And in those plays, they've been able to find the mismatch. Now, it was a wide receiver. It was a wide receiver against a linebacker, so that is the matchup that you want. It was actually Grabowski, 85 Grabowski, going against a linebacker 1-on-1. That's the matchup that you want.
First down and 10 from the 42 in Arizona territory. Looking to at least cut into this deficit. Pass down to the bottom, and final timeout called. And Joey, sometimes coaches do things a little bit different.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see no huddle there and save that timeout.
Yeah, just save it probably, kind of like run the first play on your no huddle, which normally will probably be a pass to the outside or maybe something getting past the sticks. Now they're in a predicament because they don't have any timeouts left.
Yeah, now they got to watch the clock. So from the 40-yard line, Richardson back to pass down to the bottom. That one's caught. 3rd and 2, 33 seconds. Clock rolling. They'll have to go into the hurry up here. I hope they go for this play. They do. Pass up top. And that one is caught inside the 20. And Joey, they're going to have to just spike this here and bring out the field goal unit.
Probably they have to. Because we'll see if they do. They do. Because any sack or any really penalty, 10-second runoff, you're out of luck. And you score no points before the end of the half. So, yeah, I mean, they take your points when you can.
Yep, absolutely. So field goal unit on for a 35-yard attempt. We saw a field goal made earlier on by John Smith. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, kick is through, and they get the points that they wanted to out of that drive. So a great 2-minute drill, if you will. I mean, I'm not a fan of the use of that last timeout, and that's why.
Yeah.
It painted them into a corner after that completed pass. Great completed pass.
Sure.
Got them in field goal range, but then they had to spike the ball. There was no other option. If you have that one timeout in your back pocket and you spike the ball, it's 2nd down and 10, 15 seconds to go. You can take at least 1 or 2 shots at the end zone.
Yeah.
And then kick your field goal.
Especially the way the offense have been moving the ball. I mean, they moved the ball like 50 yards. I mean, they just need to move the ball another 20 or so. But at least they do get the points, and they keep it a 4-point game.
We knew this was going to be a great game, evenly matched. It's been a great defensive battle. We've seen good defense. We've seen good special teams. Some great plays on offense, too. This one's really had it all so far as we're about to head into the half. But looking forward to seeing what halftime adjustments that both of these teams make. So much on the line. I mean, it's not a playoff game, but it has a playoff game atmosphere.
It does.
As they're both of these teams. Like I said, they're in the middle of the West Division. They're looking up at Vancouver. They're looking up at Anchorage. They're looking up at Washington. Coming into the week, Vancouver 5-2, Anchorage 5-3, and Washington 5-3. Anchorage won earlier on this evening. They are now 6-3 on the season, and Vancouver and Washington. You want to talk about big games? The Monday Night Spectacular this week, you've got Vancouver and Washington going head-to-head. So there's going to be a lot of movement in these top 5 teams here here in the West Division over this the rest of this weekend.
Yeah, which is exciting because, not to undermine any team, especially like Arizona, who is obviously a playoff constant, but kind of at the start of the season, some people thought it was Vancouver and everybody else.
Oh, yeah?
Right? When you see Anchorage coming in, kind of like a new rebrand.
Sure.
You see Washington, it's like they had a down year. Like Los Angeles, they normally have, sub 500 seasons. It's like, oh man, it's just Vancouver and everybody else, but it hasn't been the case this year.
Wes, your player of the half. Get the second half started in just a moment. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Dags Drone Works, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more and avoid cactus at dagsdroneworks.com. Joey, this one is terrifying to fly.
Yeah.
I don't think I've told anybody. I actually ended up crashing before this video was over. Right into a bush.
Oh, no.
I got a little cocky. I was trying to get closer and closer to all the cactus and the shrubs and stuff, and I did not.
No.
I got too close.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Right into a bush.
That's not good.
Drone was fine.
Yeah, you got the video.
I got the video. I just had to cut it off a little early.
Yeah.
You don't want to show the crash.
No.
You only got to show your good stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nice kick return up to the 25-yard line. There's your first half comparison of the yardage, Joey. I mean, you can see the total yards are about the same, but it's the passing game for LA. It's the rushing game for Arizona.
Yeah, but evenly matched. 5.4 yards per play for both teams. 10 first downs game for both teams. The difference is, really, Arizona was able to get that touchdown with Lenore West, and Los Angeles has had to settle for a couple of field goals, and that's really what has made the difference in tonight's game so far.
I'm Mike Dykes. He's Joey Ramos-Lynn. We've got J.W. Hart and Ellie Diomez on stats with us tonight. Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ. Lenore West with a 3-yard pickup. You saw that she was the halftime player of the game. 8 rushes, about 66 yards, has a rushing touchdown. Absolutely phenomenal rookie.
Absolutely. And she has done the dirty work, right? She had the 20-something yard touchdown, but it's been a lot of those. A lot of 3-yard gains, a lot of having to break tackles right at the line of scrimmage.
Run up the middle goes absolutely nowhere. Great defensive stop. Matthew Alvarado on the tackle.
Yep.
Brings up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, only the 3rd rush for Brad Jones, who obviously is another really good halfback on his own. Now they will have probably to pass this ball to get out of this 3rd and 6.
Tita Queen in motion down to the bottom. Now more of a quads look. On 3rd down, Jackson 5-step drop, pressure on his way, gets the pass out, tried to get it out to DeQueen, but great coverage on the play by Paul Alizier. And that'll bring up 4th down, so the opening drive of the second half for Arizona goes nowhere.
Yeah, and the perfect position by Alizier is not easy after especially a motion. You kind of you had something pre-snap, but then you get something right after, so getting the inside position and breaking that one up is very impressive.
Maybe Jackson targeting DeQueen on purpose on that play because of the coverage by Alizier. Not as heavily used as fellow strong safety Ryan Yosef. Alizier only has 5 tackles and 2 pass deflections on the season so far. Just got a pass break up there. So, hey, when it's your moment, when it's your time, you got to make your plays.
You got to capitalize. And this is the kind of game that it will take everybody. I mean, we haven't seen Tom Fickey, Dan Curtis getting carries. I mean, it will just take everybody to get this win.
So Richardson back at his own 34-yard line is going to hand that one off, and no gain on the play. Good stop by David Tilley. Richardson to the first half, about 55% completion percentage, Joey. He was 11 of 20, 156 yards, no touchdowns, but probably more importantly, no picks. Both quarterbacks keeping it clean so far.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 is going to send the halfback Inigas into motion down to the bottom. Blitz was picked up, got the pass off, but could not complete it. Tried to get it out to McMichaels again. He's been the favorite target of Richardson tonight. 10 targets on the day, but only 4 catches.
And that one was just a flat-out drop. That was a pretty good throw from Sully Richardson, but just a flat-out drop by Stephen McMichaels. And as good as defenses as we have had, no interceptions for either quarterback is very impressive. It's not something that you see too much in the SFL.
No, I've said it and you've said it. We're not allowed to say it again or we're going to get accused of a broadcaster's curse. Flag on the play. McMichael's got the catch, but it looked like a face mask. No, ineligible downfield.
Okay. I kind of saw also kind of the head of the
I thought it was
the
a
back
face mask.
Get awkwardly, awkwardly,
Wow.
but apparently it's just going to be a man downfield, and Arizona will get another stop, and both defenses continue just to make solid stops. We are not seeing any pick sixes.
No.
We're not seeing any scoop and scores. None of that. It's just solid stops on 3rd down.
So I think the worst part about the ineligible down... Oh! Fumble picked up by Arizona, though, so crisis averted. But, wow, that was scary for a second. I think the worst part about the ineligible downfield is also the loss of down.
Yeah.
So you don't even get another chance to try it again.
No.
So... But Arizona gets the ball back. Their 2nd drive now of the second half. Arizona's got the lead, but not a big one. 10-6, your score right now. They start at their own 29-yard line. Imagine they'll continue running this ball to West. West breaks a tackle, gains 10, almost up to 12 yards. And we've got an update from the other game going on. Cameron Irvine back at VFN HQ.
Gentlemen, you might not believe it, but Johnny Pickler hits Randy Pierce for a touchdown, and Oklahoma City leads Florida 17-0 with 90 seconds to go in the first half. OKC has never beaten the Storm in franchise history. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. It looks like it's Oklahoma City's night to shine.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, and for OKC, I mean, they've not had a really good season. But, I mean, they have an identity.
They do.
They throw the ball.
We were actually talking about them yesterday.
We were talking about that, yesterday. We were obviously going through the games, talking about the games, and they throw the ball. And if you cannot stop their passing game, they can put points on the board.
They can. They've put up points throughout the season. They just haven't put up enough. You got to put up more than your opponent.
Yeah.
I learned that back, I think, season 22. You taught me that one.
Yeah.
That's how you win. I didn't know. I thought we just go throw the ball around, play catch with your buddies.
Yeah.
Hand it off every once in a while.
Tackle sometimes.
Yeah.
Optional.
Not Dan Tritz.
No. He's not allowed to play.
No.
Special teams, maybe.
This runs our taco stand. We love him, though. First down and 10. Arizona on the move. They're up in LA territory at the LA 42-yard line. Pitch down to the bottom west. Wow, I thought that one was going to be broken for a big play. Oh, now there's a flag, so we'll see what this one is. Clipping. Joey's favorite penalty in all of football. Illegal block in the back effectively. So now 1st and 25. That sometimes can be a drive killer.
It absolutely can. I mean, 1st and 25. Especially, again, the defenses have played well. And Los Angeles has actually been very good this game on 3rd down. 3rd down defense has been the strength of the Lycans. So 1st and 25, Arizona really in the back foot for this drive.
Arizona's total yards now finally out in front of LA's to match their point total being out in front. Still, look at rush yards to pass yards almost double. Jackson will throw here, but into double coverage once again. And that's what we've seen a lot tonight as this LA secondary has played lights out from all levels of the depth chart.
Yes, and again, very good technique, very good positioning. I mean, you just got to put your players at the right place at the right time. And again, it's inside leverage, it's inside coverage. That's where the ball is thrown to, and he can get the pass deflection. It's been really good here for the LA Lycans.
From the 43, pass right up to the center field logo. Takes a chunk off of what they actually need to end up gaining. Talent Steele cuts into that yardage total, but 3rd and 17 here, Joey.
Yeah, it's still very daunting. Let's see. I mean, they may do the rollout pass. They have the bunch formation. That normally goes for about 10, 12 yards. So let's see if they can get the yards after the catch, even if they make do their play, if they receive the ball.
And McQueen motion down to the bottom. They do that rollout. Throws up to the top now, and that one just down into the turf. Pass underthrown for Fox Highwood. He's just beside himself that he couldn't scoop that one off the turf.
Yeah, just the pass was underthrown. I think Fox Highwood had a chance to scoop it up from his knees, but unfortunately unable to make that one. And again, the defense of Los Angeles gives their offense another chance to get up ahead.
Keeping them in the game. Chat, the more likes we get, the more people see our content. Each like contributes $1,000 to the Monday Bingo Pot. New viewers also means new players. New players means growing our great community. Like this video and turn notifications on so you'll never miss a live stream, highlight, or podcast. Thank you for your support of the Virtual Football Network and the Simulation Football League. They've got to get their run game going.
Yeah.
You can see the stats there for Iniga's primary back here at LA. 7 rushing attempts, only 19 yards. He's averaging less than 3 yards per carry, and that's just not going to get you a win.
No.
Pressure on its way, but man, Richardson, even those completion percentages, still only around 50%. Gets that one to Chris Lee, his second of the night. The completions he has made have shown decisive, impressive throws.
Yeah, very accurate throws. I mean, he really has not had a wide open receiver all night. Every throw, every completion he's made, he's earned it. He's thrown his receivers open.
First down and 10 from the 28. Run up the middle. Niga is getting something going there. Picks up 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 2. And that's what they need. It's not necessarily 8 every time, but if you can at least get 4 yards per carry, you're in good shape.
Yeah, and get some balance. Make sure that you're forcing Arizona to put more players down in the box, and that way Richardson perhaps can hit his receivers on deeper routes.
Yeah, you look at the Arizona side. Will Todd with 4.7 yards per carry. Lenore West with a very impressive 8.6 yards per carry. First down pickup that time by Aunt Tim. And heck, even Brad Jones, he's got 4 attempts. Lenore West has been stealing the spotlight so much, and Will Todd. I don't even remember Brad Jones getting carries. He's got 4 carries. He's averaging 3.5. So that's what they need to get going here on the LA side. Aunt Tim now 3 carries, 13 yards. It's 4.3 per carry. So maybe some more Aunt Tim. Richardson, short drop, quick pass. See, great curl route, picks up 8 yards. McMichaels once again with the catch.
Yeah, and again, that's one of the few times in which seen McMichaels kind of comfortably being able to spin in the zone and be open and catch the ball. So a good gain of 8. Now they can run the ball again. Maybe Curtis can get a handoff here.
There you go. We've seen it already once tonight. Nice pickup by Iniguez as just runs straight up the middle. Curtis more of a blocker on that one, but fresh set of downs for LA. And, it's a 4-point ball game. Touchdown gets them the lead.
Yeah.
And even a field goal makes it a 1-point ball game. So important drive. They hand this one off to Tom Thickey. You wanted to see Dan Curtis with a run.
Yeah, well,
you got the other fullback.
I got the other fullback. Any fullback.
Fullback dives are great.
Yeah, movement is great. I mean, you'll absolutely love to see it. And however, it just went for 1 yard. So 2nd and 9. It's still a pretty long situation here for Los Angeles. They will love to get a few more yards here.
Richardson down to the bottom. Oh, nice catch. Climbing that ladder. Chris Lee, 3rd catch of the day.
Yeah, and for Chris Lee, again, had a couple catches before this for 26 yards. This one has to climb the ladder and gets hit in the rib cage, but unable to get the reception for about 14 yards. And just slowly chipping away the LA Lycans.
Yeah.
Getting into scoring position, but this is kind of like the zone in which they've been stuck like all night long.
Yes. Roll out down to the bottom, pressure on its way. It intercepted. A great job by the defense for Arizona, getting what they needed. Bernard Smith with the pick.
And it's exactly what Richardson had been doing well all game long. Is maybe he's not getting a huge amount of yardage. Maybe he's not getting a huge amount of completion percentage, but he had been able to take care of the ball. Yep. And on that pass, he just threw it to the left. There was nobody from Los Angeles even in the vicinity.
Bernard Smith with his 50th career interception. Congratulations on that milestone. He's playing at an all-star level this season, Joey. 83 tackles. That's top 3 in the league. He's got 4 picks now on the season. Forced fumble. He's got some pass deflections. Just playing absolutely lights out. So is Lenore West. 1 carry and up to midfield.
Yeah, and this is where the Scorpions kind of smell blood in the water traditionally, right? They kind of like keep the game close. If they cannot get the offense going, they keep the game close for 3 quarters. And then in the 4th quarter, when the legs get heavy and when the teams are just battling the heat of this Arizona Fatality Field stadium, that's when kind of like the gates open, like just wide open.
Lenore West just shy of 100 yards now on the day, averaging almost 10 yards per carry, which is absolutely insane. Brad Jones not able to gain anything on that one. They'll spot him with a 1-yard pickup, 2nd down and 9.
Huge defensive drive here for Los Angeles. I mean, if they cannot get a stop, if Arizona puts another touchdown on the board, it's still not the end of the game, but it looks very daunting to try to put 2 touchdowns when you have not been able to put 1 through 3 quarters.
Run by West. That time actually stuffed at the line. A big 3rd down coming up. Also coming up tomorrow on the Virtual Football Network, you've got Bossier City battling Mexico City in a key South Division matchup kicking off at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Other action includes Lexington, Carolina, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and Miami, Albuquerque. It's all right here on VFN. 3rd down and 7. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Jackson rolls out to the top, throws to the top, and that one is incomplete. Had her target, and Joey, just another drop.
Just another flat-out drop, and this one from Fox Highwind on that play, which is not something that you see very often. The number 1 receiver, the ex-receiver for the Scorpions. To be fair, Los Angeles has done a great job against them. Only 2 catches on 4 targets for 28 yards, and Los Angeles gets a massive stop here.
Punt is away. Dropping down at the 11-yard line. Elwood immediately tackles. But somehow they'll give them a spot up to the 13-yard line.
Yeah.
A little generous.
Now, a little bit generous, yeah. I mean, still a long field here for Los Angeles as we see now the updated numbers. Rushing yards, Arizona running completely away with it. But in the passing game, Richardson and company have been able to kind of like keep an arm's length to Arizona. He threw an interception last time out. He needs to protect the football better.
Pass down to the bottom, and you guys talked about that very play up in the think it was the first quarter.
Yep.
That time it actually picks up 8. I think that's a good play if they can keep going back to it.
Yeah, especially since Arizona always has a very aggressive defense. It's always a very aggressive front four. They want to get to the quarterback first, and then they worry about the rest later. So if you can get rid of the ball quickly and put your man in the open field, that's good for them.
Run up the middle, trying to break some tackles, gets through. Wow, they spotted him with a first down. I didn't think Aunt Tim got it, but, first down right now, and we're done with the third quarter. So we'll see if we start the fourth quarter with a challenge or not. But for right now, first down and 10 for LA. 3 quarters in the books, 10 minutes remains. Arizona out in front, 10-6. Here in this key West Division matchup. You're watching the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. I'm Mike Daggs. He is Joey Ramos-Lynn, J.W. Hart, and Ellie Diomez on stats tonight. Doing a great job with the numbers. Cameron Irvine, our producer, commissioner, and dearest friend at VFN HQ. We love Cameron Irvine.
He paid you to say that.
He did. He just Venmo'd me. I was so appreciative of getting my 10 pesos. Second down and inches picked up 9.9 on that one by McMichaels.
And that's the main target, right? And it's not a bad strategy. Again, considering Arizona's going to so much man coverage. So you want a matchup. You want a mismatch. You want a big, speedy, tight end against the linebacker.
Iniguez picks up the first down, breaks a couple tackles, only gains about 3, but enough to move the sticks. And still a 4-point ball game. This is gonna be an exciting finish.
It's gonna be an exciting finish because one play can just really decide everything, right? If Arizona can get a turnover here, it could just decide everything.
Richardson under pressure, and he is sacked. He had nowhere to go with the ball and gets ripped down to the turf. The Hall of Famer Hunter Norwood gets the sack.
Yeah, that was kind of like, probably like 585 billion sacks for Hunter Norwood in his career. I mean,
yeah, if you convert that actually back to U.S. numbers, it's 171 sacks. Which in Mexico is billions.
That was very close, too.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of difference. I mean, that's a lot of sacks that he's been able to get. He's been a veteran for almost, 20 seasons at this point.
Yeah, 17 seasons in the league. Hall of Fame. Nice catch by McMichaels. He'll pick up 9. But, yeah, Hunter Norwood second all-time in sacks with 171. Of course, you know who has the most. Alex Dominguez. No one's ever going to catch him. 244 sacks for Dominguez. I mean, Hunter Norwood has 171, and he's still 70 away.
That's insane.
Most of those sacks that Alex Dominguez had were Matt Wilson.
Yeah, at least 2.
At least 2.
At least 2.
Third down and 1. Big third down here for the Lycans. Oh, pressure on its way. Can Iniguez get there? No, he can't. Fourth down and decision time. You're at midfield. What do you do?
First of all, Sean Moore, great job. I mean, first he got strung outside by the other defensive lineman, but great job by Sean Moore making the tackle. I think what Los Angeles is doing is good. You got to punt because your defense is playing really well. You still have a lot of time left here in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And if you fail, you're leaving Arizona right there on your own side of the field. So.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to play smart football. And that was the smart move. I don't know. I tend to be reckless, and I would have said, let's just go for it. And you would have said, nah, we're not doing that. You would have taken away my little play card.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you can't call a play now.
No.
We're gonna punt. We got Cale Barrett. He can punt that one back.
He can.
He can punt it out of the stadium.
Oh, he can.
We've asked him not to because then it's a touchback.
We ran out of football one time in practice.
He just kicked them all away.
He's like, what are you doing?
It's like, KL, can you stop? He's like, I got to kick. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But not.
I have 5 million pesos in my bank. I got to kick.
He does. Arizona trying to put this one on ice. It's been such a close game all game long. Brad Jones gets his best run of the night. He picks up 6 on that one. And they desperately just want to put LA away.
Yeah.
They can't do it. The defense has kept them in this game.
It has. And for LA, the question is, do they have the legs now here in the last 10 minutes of the game? Can they make another stop?
Pitch up top to Will Todd. Another punishing Will Todd stiff arm as he steps out of bounds. Gets the first down for Arizona.
Well, he may have the legs, but he doesn't have the upper strength. Talking about the defender as he got just pushed to the shadow realm. Just completely dirty right there at the 29-yard line. And another big-time play here by Will Todd. And the clock keeps running as Arizona has another first down.
I didn't know he could stiff-arm people like that.
No.
He's got it in him.
I knew he could catch the ball.
It's like Sean Moore. He's got the dog in him.
Yeah, he does.
Ashley Jackson back to pass a little too far, but throws it and gets it complete to Brad Jones. That was a pickup of 8. That had no business being a pickup of 8.
None at all. None at all. I mean, that was a screen pass, but the pressure got so fast. It was 2 guys right there, and then catches the ball. Brad Jones catches the ball. And there's another defender right there that he has to avoid and does to get 8 yards out of nowhere.
Wow, 2nd down and 2, almost up to midfield. We'll hand this one off up the middle. 1st down into LA territory. Will Todd just absolutely dominating tonight. Will Todd's also another one of those players that's playing at an all-star level this season, Joey. He's been just absolutely crushing it. 52 carries for a fullback. I mean, he's got more carries than DJ Moses or Brad Jones. He's got 291 yards, averaging 5.6 yards per carry. He's got 3 touchdowns. Even comparing him to other to halfbacks, he's top 10 in the league in rushing average, and he's a fullback. As Brad Jones picks up another 3. And now, one of the strengths of this offense, you've got Brad Jones, DJ Moses, Lenore West, you've got Will Todd, and every once in a while, much to Eddie's dismay, Ashley Jackson running the ball. They don't even need to throw. They can just run and run and run. And if the defense can't get it stopped, it's going to cause fits for them. And right on cue, they throw the ball. But Tina Queen with a catch, 1st down.
But that's exactly what it opens. I mean, now Los Angeles has no choice but to just fully focus on the running game. And when you do that, then the passing lanes are wide open. You're trying to rush the pass, or you're trying to get to the running back just to figure out that Ashley Jackson is throwing the ball over your head.
Yeah. Inside field goal range now, it would make it a 7-point ball game if they settle for a field goal. Going for a touchdown. 5 minutes to go. If they get a touchdown, that could be the game. Jackson down to the bottom, caught 1st down to Queen all the way down to the 11, and inside 5 minutes we go.
And this is kind of like trademark Arizona football if I've ever seen one. I mean, it's 10-6. It's kind of ugly. It's entertaining, but it's kind of ugly. The offenses are not doing much. 3rd downs are a struggle. And again, I don't know if it's the heat. I don't know if it's the punishing defense. I don't know what it is, but teams tend to kind of lose their legs during the final minutes, and that's exactly what's happening to Los Angeles.
Jackson throws all the way down to the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown Arizona. TJ Punk, he saves his 1st reception of the ball game for the end of the ball game and gets a catch in the end zone for the score.
Yeah, and again, they're running the ball, rolling you to sleep, and then quick throw over the middle. Basically the same or a very similar kind of throw that Los Angeles has done throughout the night with Stephen McMichaels. Arizona does it with TJ Punk, the wide receiver position, and the Scorpions have a 2-possession lead with only 4:41 left.
Extra point is good, 17-6 now. LA, they've played a good game both offensively and defensively, just have been kept out of the end zone. Kudos to Arizona's defense. Now they have to get into the end zone quick and get the ball back. The SFL convention is headed back west, this time to Denver, Colorado, July 31st to August 2nd. We've already oversold our rooms in what is shaping up to be the largest SFL convention ever. Reserve your room now at simfl.net and don't miss the SFL event of the year. Listen, even though the rooms are oversold, there's still rooms left.
Yeah,
you can still go get them. Yeah. And I hope we see everybody there. We've heard so many people that have never been to a convention that are going this time. This will be your 2nd convention.
Yeah.
Can't wait, man. It's going to be great meeting a lot of these people for the first time, and then so many others that we've met, multiple times in the past. Just being able to see them all again. The convention's always such a great time.
It's always great. And I think some people have the notion maybe if I'm not gonna go, maybe they think that we sit down and watch SFL games just all the time for 4 days. I mean, this really is like 5% of the convention, if that.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's so much more to it.
So much more.
Listen, convention after dark, that's when the magic happens.
That is...
Richard's been stacked. Brought down, 3rd down and 15 coming up, and now they're in a really tough situation because just trying to convert a 3rd and 15 is tough, but you're pretty much in 4-down territory here.
You are, and this is where the dogs are just rushing the passer on every down. I mean, obviously, Arizona has no worry about no running the ball at all. They're just gonna go get Sully Richardson on every play from here on out.
4 minutes to go in the game. Richardson throws up top. That one's incomplete. Clock stopped with 4:02, and decision time again. 4th down and 10. I feel like they have to punt, but Richardson's going to stay out on the field.
Yeah, no, I mean, this guy. I know it's 4th and 15, but you have to. I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, right now is the time in which you need to score on this drive. So
from the 20-yard line, maybe the 19-yard line, Richardson rolls bottom, throws middle, incomplete, turnover on downs, and Arizona is going to go down to the ground now and probably just pound this one right up into the end zone.
Yep, and just take the clock down as much as they possibly can as Boudet tries to catch that one with good positioning by the defensive backs. Even if that was a catch, Garrison was in perfect position to make the tackle. If not, Bernard Smith was right there to make the stop before the first down marker. So really tough here for Los Angeles, who, again, to your point, played a really nice game. Defensively, they kept him in the game for ever. I mean, it was a great performance for Lycan's defense especially, but Arizona is just tough to close out.
Run up the middle will be good to keep the clock rolling. Doug Day in the chat says that Doug Day will be signing autographs at the convention. So not everything about the convention is good, as you can see.
Right.
I mean, most of it is all really good, though.
Yeah, most of it is exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug Day signing autographs. I mean,
it's okay.
Yeah, if you want to forge a signature, you can get a copy of it at the convention. So, his wife will bring homemade salsa, though.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Remember the salsa?
They had the totopos, right? The fried tortilla, right? With that salsa, it was great.
Delicious.
It just you're here in Mexico right now, dude. Like the salsa that she makes is easily something that you can find here in Mexico, and it will absolutely go as something like just.
It got the Mexican seal of
approval.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
It's delicious. Delicious. It's addicting though, and then I end up I eat so many chips and so much salsa, but that's not a bad thing.
No,
I
mean, kinda.
It's not good for my health.
No, I mean, if you think of it, just 4 of them is one tortilla, and probably you can eat like 30.
Why do you have to put it in perspective? Nobody asked. Look at Will Todd going to the end zone. No, he's down at the 5-yard line.
No, that's just me that weighed 30. I'm sorry.
I love tortilla chips, and then when you go and put it that way, where you're like, only 4 chips is one whole tortilla, and here I am sitting down eating 30 chips, and it's like, oh God, I just ate so many tortillas. It's just weird. Why is it so much easier to eat chips than it is tortillas?
I don't know. I don't know. It's so weird. I'm not sure if it happened to you also. If you break an apple like in 4 parts, it's easier. It's easier to eat than just a full apple. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, Cam shed some light on it just now, but what happens behind the scenes stays behind the scenes. First down and goal at the 2-minute warning. Arizona looking to put this one away and move on to 5-4 on the season. And that will keep them in the hunt. I mean, even though they had that 4-game or the 3-game losing streak just a little bit ago, they had an impressive win over Birmingham. That's going to help their strength of victory overall, and being able to get this one and West all the way down to the 2-yard line, 2nd down and goal now. Once they get up to 5-4, as we've talked about a couple times, it keeps them right in the race. You've got Anchorage leading the way right now at 6-3, and then at 5-2 and 5-3 respectively, Vancouver and Washington, who face off later on this week on the Monday Night Spectacular. So Arizona at 5-4 is going to be right up there somewhere in the mix in the top 4 of the division. Ball is handed off, met at the line, 3rd down and goal now, and another timeout called by LA.
Yeah, you can never count out the Scorpions ever. Like, not from a game, not from a season. They're a tough team. Eddie Gage is one of the bright coaches in the league, especially on defense.
Yeah.
That has been especially for years, and you can see it in tonight's game.
Offside eye in the backfield. We'll hand this off to the fullback, met at the line, and stopped inside the 2. And, consolation prize, if you want to say, as they get some incentive money on that 3rd down stop.
They keep it a 2-possession game if that's your interest.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
I mean, it is, okay, I guess literally the math does work that way. It will be a 2-possession game. Meanwhile, just early in the fourth quarter, Oklahoma City still with a 2-touchdown advantage over Florida. Oklahoma City currently winning 24-10, and Ellie Diomez is confused about the size of tortilla chips. I think a lot of people outside of Mexico, they're used to seeing, listen, in Los Estados Unidos, the tortillas, you see a flour tortilla and it's like 10 inches across.
Yes.
That's not a tortilla. I mean, the tortillas in Mexico, the true authentic tortillas, are much, much smaller.
Right.
But you still should not eat 30 chips. Yeah. It's still a lot of tortillas.
It's still a lot.
But they're not huge. Like, she's probably picturing like a burrito shell.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Now I want to try that.
No, don't.
Yes, I do. Think of how big the chip would be. It'd be the size of a plate, one chip. Maybe Cam was right with his assessment. I'm not sure. First down and 10 for Los Angeles. They're at the 28-yard line. Listen, if they could get a touchdown, an onside kick, and another touchdown, they could tie it up. It's not necessarily over until I sing, apparently. Richardson down to the bottom, and that one's incomplete. Desperation mode has hit for LA, and you know. The decisive passes that we saw from Richardson earlier on are starting to turn into desperate passes.
Yeah, it just turns from decisions to just prayers, basically, and they just don't have a rhythm. They're just trying to get chunk plays at this point in time.
Second down and 10 from the 28. The pass up top is complete to McMichaels. And it'll be a third down and 1 coming up, minute and a half. Smartly got out of bounds, stopped the clock.
Yeah, he did. And, now it's all about getting the third down. I mean, even if you throw it short, it's all about getting the third down and keeping the drive alive. Arizona very aggressive on this defensive formation, threatening for about 3 or 4 man blitz here.
Yeah, stacked up there at the top. And they do send the blitz, but Richardson gets the pass away, and it is complete. Breaking tackles. I thought he might be able to break one more. Was that McMichaels that got that one, or LZ Pryor? One of them 80s. Passed over the middle, back to Pryor. I think it was Pryor. Gets the completion. That one's good for a gain of 8. Second down and 2. Richardson, quick pass into coverage. Clock stopped with 1:03. Third down and 2 coming up.
Yeah, and obviously right now, it's fourth down territory anyway. Maybe you try to get, connect with something deep if you can, if there's something open. If not, you can just check it down, get the first down marker. Again, it's fourth down territory anyway.
Doug Day asking in the chat, is this where Gage gets his pick sticks? No. It's not.
No.
Third down and 2. Richardson down to the bottom.
Well, that's 37.
Someone almost got a pick. It was Ernest McRae Sr. almost got a pick stick.
Yeah.
Not at Gage. Fourth down, and this would be the game if they are not able to convert.
Yeah, this is it. It will show 3 wide receivers at trips. Bottom and then 2 on the top, so empty formation.
Richardson under center from the 38-yard line. 5-step drop, quick pass in the middle. And that's broken up. Turnover on downs. And Arizona will secure their 5th win of the season.
Yeah, what a win here for the Scorpions. We talked about it at the start of the broadcast. This was a massive game for both teams. Arizona keeping pace in their division, and Los Angeles now in the back foot in that division. Obviously not eliminated yet, but certainly behind the 8 ball and looking upwards to 4 teams now in their own division.
A couple of kneel downs is all it'll take for Arizona to close this one out now. And we'll wrap it up and get out of here. Next up for Los Angeles, the road does not get any easier for them, Joey. They'll be at home, but they face the 6-2 Mexico City Aztecs on Friday, April 10th. For Arizona, they hit the road next week. They head to Albuquerque. Very short drive. They probably won't even take a plane.
Yeah,
they'll just take their own cars. Maybe
their
Uber.
own cars. Yeah.
They take on Albuquerque in Albuquerque on Friday the 10th as well. Got a lot more SFL action coming up tomorrow. It's a great slate of games. Starts off with Bossier City at Mexico City at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Look at this broadcasting crew. You got Colin Northrup and you got Gerald Smith on the call. $10 super chat from Arizona Scorpions. Arizona, I love y'all. Game ball to the entire defense. AJ with 0 turnovers and our undrafted running back, Lenore West.
Let me ask you this question.
Is there...
I don't know how much money does Arizona have to buy that many footballs where Eddie Gage gives like 16 game balls to like their entire team.
Well, he has more footballs than us because KL Barrett kicked them all out.
Oh, that's true.
They were gone. Kind of, yeah. They're just gone. So, oh well. What can you do? Yeah, we got Bossier City, Mexico City at 6:30. Got Lexington, Carolina, a couple of 2-5 teams. Listen, sometimes those are the best games.
Absolutely.
Teams struggling. Then you got Minnesota at Pittsburgh later on Saturday night, and Miami at Albuquerque to close out our Saturday slate. Of course, the Monday Night Spectacular, Washington and Vancouver. So that's it for us here from Arizona. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on the Virtual Football Network. For Joey Ramos-Lynn, J.W. Hart, Ellie Diomez, Cameron Irvine, and Matt Wilson, who's always with us in spirit. I'm Mike Dykes. Thanks for joining us. Be kind to one another. Always choose happy, and have a great night, everybody.